Ubisoft just made Rodrigo Zhu, the head of Tencent's gaming division in China, co-CEO. Not investor, not advisor, a co-CEO of the company. Tencent, the head of Tencent's gaming division. And yes, from that Tencent, the Tencent that has their claws in everything. Epic, Supercell, Riot, everything. They have, and let's add, microtransactions out the wazoo. And he led the parade of free-to-play monetization. This is way bigger than people think, and I actually think it's going to get a lot worse for people that love Ubisoft games. So I'm going to give you a quick history lesson. Tencent's been stocking Ubisoft for like years. I mean, since like 2022. They bought a fat chunk of the Guillemot brothers back in 2022, which is the family-owned holding company for Ubisoft. So essentially, they control Ubisoft. That deal kind of let Tencent firm their grip without actually having to buy Ubisoft directly. Now they said, screw it, we're moving in. Rodrigo Zhu, who literally led monetization in free-to-play games for years in the West. Rodrigo Zhu didn't come here to support indie development projects or help work on Rayman. He came here to ensure that you have to purchase Ezio's hood for $4.99. I promise you. And look, Ubisoft's vulnerable. They've been going downhill for years, man. I get it, but like, come on, boys. I mean, their stock has been tanking. Their reputation is tanking with every single Assassin's Creed that drops every year. And like a few of their releases, I mean, you think about X-Defiant, Skull and Bones, they died instantly. They're not good releases. So out of desperation, Tencent probably showed up with a briefcase full of money, said Rodrigo is going to have a bit of play here as a co-CEO, which I'll get into. And then they said, sure, I'll take the bag. That's probably what happened. Now, Ubisoft came out and said, we're strengthening our position in Asia, which I wrote as a translation. We want Chinese market money, and Tencent promised us that sweet, sweet mobile gacha revenue. They probably get a cut of the gacha revenue. I can guarantee you that. So either we're going to see Assassin's Creed Tap and Swipe Edition, or we're going to see some kind of Rayman Battle Royale that every time you try to reload, you have to pay 99 cents. Let's zoom out for a second. Let's calm down. What is Tencent? What do they control and have pieces of? So I looked it up. Tencent owns or controls pieces of Riot, Epic, Supercell, Grinding Gear Games, Fat Shark, and now effectively Ubisoft. Let me give you a rundown on what games make these companies so notable. League of Legends, Valorant, Fortnite, Clash Royale, or Clash of Clans, or any of those mobile games. I mean, Grinding Gear Games, Path of Exile 2, Fat Shark, all your Warhammer love and needs. Microtransactions. Now you essentially have Ubisoft, which is Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege, Far Cry, I mean, Ghost Recon, Watch Dogs, even though no one really cares for Watch Dogs. But all those other companies, they don't make games. They monetize them. They make a game for monetization. They don't build art. They build financial prowess. And most importantly, they invest in systems, not stories. They don't invest in Final Fantasy level stories. They invest in how to make these systems to get as much money as they can from you. Tencent is like Thanos. They'll come in, they'll be the biggest person in the room. They'll snap their finger, and instead of getting rid of half the universe, they'll just delete single-player games and make you pay $10 for emotes. Here's kind of the part not many people are talking about yet, and that's the censorship. The West has a way different agenda for censorship. Now, it's not all going to be a bad thing. Taking political out of games is probably not that bad, but there are a lot of other things that will be affected. We already seen this happen to Blizzard with Free Hong Kong, and we've seen it with the NBA. We've seen it with Hollywood. We're seeing this in person in different forms of entertainment and including gaming. Just going to happen to Ubisoft. Also, let's roll back and talk about that co-CEO role. Co-CEO. You're telling me one CEO is trying to build stories and narrative and emotion in these beautiful stories, and the other CEO is just trying to monetize on it all. There is going to be a lot of push and pull. Co-CEO almost never works. You got two people in charge of everything. That means there's going to be constant tug of war. There's going to be a back and forth, split vision. As I said, one's going to be financial, one's going to be story building. Even if Guillemot wants everything to stay the same, it just won't. As a co-CEO, he will have a say. And that's unfortunate because it's going to be financial. And if I see a battle pass in Prince of Persia, I'm putting on a white hood. I'm swan diving into the Ubisoft HQ, Ezio style, like a fever dream. And then I'm deleting Uplay, just out of spite. Anyway, guys, like I said, this is not just a corporate restructuring. This is going to be a full change in gaming. This is a big thing for the industry. Ubisoft, one of the main companies from our childhood, may have just traded creativity for cash flow. And that almost never goes well. And let's add, if this co-CEO role with Tencent and monetization goes well for them, especially financially, if they're going to drop live service games and they start going well, it's going to set a really bad precedent wow. It's going to set a really bad precedent in the industry. We're watching the Western gaming market turn into this slow morphing like subscription farm, for lack of a better term, actual farm. It's just farming money from people. It's not even whales anymore. It's not even the top 1% of spenders that make, so 80% of your revenue comes from 1% of your people. It's literally everybody now. You pay for everything. I mean, I walk past my cousin. He's playing Clash of Clans, and he's spent probably $150 on it. It's just it's unfortunate. Back when I was younger, Crash Bash, Spyro, Super Mario, Pokemon Red, or I guess Fire Red, they were all incredible games with great story, and you sold 5, 10, 20, 30 million copies, and that's how you made your money. Not, let's get as many people in as we can and see how much money they can spend. Because there are some free-to-play games, I would argue, that I would not have bought, and I'll play. And then if I enjoy them a lot, then I'll spend some money. And generally, I do spend more than what the game would actually be. So it definitely works, and it works on me. It's just unfortunate because it's going to take the soul, the story, and the love out of the development of video games. Video game development as an industry is growing every single day, especially with indie devs doing so well. You look at the Steam charts, you have 10, 15 indie dev games in the top 100, probably the top 50 at this point. And it's so hard to not shell out to these people. Now, at the same time, does that mean the reason why indie devs are so prevalent now is because it's a retaliation of all these corporatization of these companies that are making a bunch of money off of microtransactions? Maybe people are pushing back with that. So you see successes like Expedition 33, like Balatro, like Schedule 1, in which I played like 50 hours in the first week, absolutely grind it 10 hours a day, because it came at a perfect time where I was off for a week. It was great. Listen, this might look like a financial power play right now, but I promise you, like I said in the beginning of this video, when you're paying $4.99 for Ezio's cool hood, you're going to see. And don't say I didn't warn you, even though there's literally nothing we can do. And hey, if anybody at Ubisoft is actually listening, please, I'm simply begging you, leave Rayman out of this. Please just shelf him or something. Don't ruin what Rayman is, please. Anyway, boys, this has been it. I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think down below, and bye-bye. Yeah, see you guys. Yeah. All right, bye.